Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Boys from the Baltic Star. Is this episode 29?
It is.
29, my goodness, I remember the first. But thank you for joining us this evening. Hello, my name is Luke. I'm in the bottom corner. I'm a bit short today. I'm the child at the feast. I'm having problems. I've been using my phone as webcam, and it keeps falling over, so I propped it up. But instead of seeing my guns, you've seen my wall. So hopefully that's worth it. I play as Kara and Soraya, if you've not watched before, in our Traveller tabletop roleplay game adventure, which we do every Friday. And tonight is Friday. Two across from me, not in the middle, but we'll do a fist bump anyway. We'll do it over Ben's head, I reckon. Oh, push! Is my comrade in arms. Oh, you did. My fellow traveller, the main man, the man who wishes he had hair as fluffy as Agnar.
It's getting there.
He controls Agnar and Stefan. It's Ewan. Good evening, Ewan. How are you?
Good evening. I'm very good, thanks, Luke. It's the weekend.
It is the weekend. There's no getting up for work for you in the morning.
Yeah.
What time's your work train?
My work train is 6 o'clock.
Oh, no. No one likes that. No one likes
No.
that at all. Oh, well, I'm glad. Luckily, it's not tomorrow.
Yeah.
One man who didn't get up at 6 o'clock this morning.
You're not wrong.
Watch the VOD if you're interested.
We've still got the Ben's birthday bonanza bar at the top. It's turned up because it was his birthday last night. The drinker of multiple bottles of champagne and whiskies and things. It is our GM, the man who spends his entire life in the dream sequence from Twin Peaks. It is freshly minted 50-year-old Ben. Good evening, Ben. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Yes, it was touch and go there this morning, but yes, I'm fine, thank you.
I think just to clarify, it is still his birthday weekend. So, we're still in the throes of celebrating here.
Yeah, we've left open the Imperial credit option to wish him a happy birthday. Yeah. I don't know if I turned off Ben's night off, though. I think I did turn off Ben's night off. But there are many other ways that you can spend your credits. So check down there, see what you can blow them on. And there's a whole range of things. Just click and read and see what it is. They're all linked to the channel somehow. We don't want boring things. But speaking of boring things, we do always have to do the recap. But luckily for us, Ben always makes it interesting. No pressure, Ben. What's going on?
No pressure. Okay. So.
Thank you, Mr. Leno. Cheers. Happy birthday, Ben. He did. Sorry, we have to toast him as happy birthday, Ben.
Cheers. Last time, our travellers are well engrossed in the life of the Seamstress, the cruise ship and buckyball arena that is their home for the week-long jump to De La Brue. The most important news is that Soraya and Rick Verlo have helped to limit the De La Brue fan team to a mere 111 runs in their innings, making
that was the big news of last week.
Possibility.
Definitely the most important thing that happened last week.
That was the most important thing that happened. Yeah, making a Geeker victory a definite possibility in the one-day entertainment before the real match begins. On a much less important note, Brett Sagar, the carvings expert that the party was hoping would give them a great deal of useful information, has been found murdered. His colleague, Freya Kranev, asked them to delete the footage from outside his room from the security logs, which they did, but too late to stop someone else from getting there first. They've examined the footage themselves and got a complete, if confusing, timeline for all the people who came and went during the time before the killing. While investigating the room and those nearby, Agnar, Kara and Johnny Cress were discovered by a League security officer, Olivia Sharp, who might be an ally or possibly an obstacle. She eventually lets them go about their business, but not before revealing that she isn't investigating a murder at all, just the disappearance of Sagar and a suspiciously large amount of blood in his room. And that is where we resume the story.
She has just she's watched us leave, I believe I wrote was the last thing. So I assume that means
yes,
we've wandered off in a direction. It's what is it now? It's mid-afternoon, isn't it now? Heading to like this is taking place while
This
the
is
first innings
this is
is happening.
essentially tea time. Yeah,
Tea time. Oh, love it.
you're
Well,
in the innings break in the fan match.
nice. Maybe I feel I think it might be a good idea. I thought to maybe check the computers to see if he's been reported missing or not. I believe that was
You
my
thought
very
that,
good
did
idea.
you?
I thought that was my very good idea. I came up with it during the week.
You came up with that all on your own,
It certainly wasn't Mr. Leno
without any help whatsoever from chat.
from the peanut gallery other side. Uh, is
That
there
sounds like a very good plan to me.
is there a do we go to the same foodery we went to last time? No, because we're in a different part of the ship. What's our nearest foodery, Ben?
The nearest one you can easily get to, bear with me. That's completely the wrong thing. Sorry. The nearest one you can easily get to. Well, you're actually from where you are, you're actually quite close to a Cross Key Lounge.
Another good cross key lounge. Are we happy to go there, Ragnar? Are we happy to take Johnny? Give him another little treat on us.
Yeah, sure. I think we should go somewhere different, to last time. Mix it up. We don't want to get into a routine and become predictable, do we?
Oh no! And order the same thing. Order the like my regular.
Well, I was more worried about people following us, but yeah, sure.
I'm more worried about the social
variety
standing.
in diet is also important.
Is there anything else then, Ben, that isn't too far off?
There are a number of what you might call unbranded, unnamed places. They're little more than vending machines with tables around.
Do you want a vending machine and table? Is that what you want, Agnar? So that you don't become predictable?
No, I don't mind.
Not the plush, comfy seats of the Cross Keys.
Let's go to the restaurant.
We can sit. No. We can sit. We can sit in the alleyway next to the bins. That's okay if that's what you want.
Shake a vending machine. Try and get some free lunch.
Well, I'm hoping I might get some free lunch anyway if chat's paying attention.
Come on then, let's go. Let's go to the restaurant. We'll have one last good meal and then we'll start mixing it up.
Yes, Fiddles. Let's go to the restaurant.
I'll change my vending machines.
Too late. Karen hooks the arm as she has a tendency to and drags him off towards the Cross Key.
Yes, this can only end brilliantly. So yeah, the restaurant is one of many basically identical ones. You've got a sort of standard layout. It's table served, but it's a pretty standard menu, intended for those sports fans who want a proper sit down meal. And because there's a break on at the moment from the fan game, it's fairly busy. But they can find you a table, no problem at all.
Thank you.
Wonderful. We'll find a table for three. Johnny, I assume he's coming with us.
Oh, I hope so.
Yes, unless you tell him to go somewhere else, he'll stick with you.
I'm not going to pass off a free lunch.
Definitely not.
On the way over there, can Agnar will just say to Johnny, just keep an eye, make sure no one's following, make sure we're alone, not alone, okay. But nothing funny is going on.
All right. Okay. He takes to his task assiduously and makes sure that he's checking your six.
Wonderful.
Floofner.
Floofner. Cool. Fantastic. 659. Is it a mix of fans, or are we more geeks over this side, or whatever Dilabru wish to be?
On this side, it's a fair mixture. Not everybody's allegiance is obvious, you understand.
Yeah.
But there are a few examples of team colours from both sides. Based on which side of the seam it is, There are probably a few more Dillabrew fans here, but there's not much in it.
I won't shout up the geeks in there though, because I want to keep a low profile while I'm doing what I'm doing. Although
It is a good job Soraya's not here, though.
is
I feel-
Agnar still wearing his blazer though?
Yeah.
Unless he's taken it off.
No, he's definitely still wearing his blazer.
Oh, in which case when we come in, I'll just shout, "Up the geeks! Up the geeks!"
You know, a few people cheerfully, you know, raise a glass and smile. Others look across with fairly blank expressions, but there doesn't seem to be any animosity about it.
Low profile, Carl. Low profile, remember.
Carol, as we sit down, Carol turns to Johnny and say, "Agnar's feeling generous. What would you like?"
They do a pretty good sort of fried meal. Lots of meat and vegetables and eggs. So yeah, some of that.
Oh, sounds magic. I'll have one of those too.
You want two? Make that
Oh,
1, 2, 3. That's 4 then, please.
Oh, you're hungry. You're hungry. And your finest, cheapest bottled beer, please.
Your finest, cheapest beer.
Yes, please. The one that you can't taste again when you burp afterwards.
Yeah, the one guarantees your eyesight comes back within 2 days. That one.
Exactly. That's the stuff I want.
Yeah.
I'll have a couple of those as well.
All sorted. Yep. Okay. No problem at all.
Then making sure she's got her back while everything's going on. She'll make sure she's sitting with her back to the wall, so looking into the room. She'll open up the computer and start the process of logging in to try and log into security, I guess.
Again.
Okay.
I know it's becoming a habit. Yeah.
Can you do a check for me, please? It'll be +3 with your bonuses, as we discovered last time.
I've not been warming them.
So 2d6 +3, please.
2d6 +3, yes. Oh, that's an early non-warmed roll of 6 +3 is 9.
Okay. In order to get this information, you will need to hack into the internal security database for their logs. And it appears that, for whatever reason, it's more secure than you thought it would be. You don't seem to be able to get the in that you were hoping for.
Is there? Hang on a sec. Just writing. I'm making my notes so that I know. Is there? I've got intrusion with an agent. Is there any chance I could sort of set it up to the agent up to start some sort of hacking in procedure that might take time? Yeah.
You absolutely can. If you kick that off now, make a 2d6 roll. You've got intrusion 1, and the agent will give you another +1. This won't use your skills; it'll use its skills. So let's see what it can do.
It does better than me. Computers. AI is going to take over the world, I'll tell you. 9 + 2 is 11.
11. Okay. Can you roll 1d6 for me, please?
Oh, it's a 5. That's not good.
Okay. You would expect the results quite late tonight.
Sure. Okay. Results late tonight. Thank you. I'm going to set it up to ping in, because it's my agent, so I can set it up because I've got interface. I'll set it to come through my sort of my phone and earpiece, so that I'm sort of more aware. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So when it gets any results, it'll send them to your communications device, irrespective of when it is. Yep.
Yes, please. Yeah, that'd be lovely. Thank you.
No problem at all.
A Google alert. That's exactly what I need. Ping. Little brrr on my bed stand. My bed stand.
So, so what are we thinking? Group, Johnny, you got any ideas?
Always. I'd numbers.
Oh,
would be nice.
ideas. People don't usually ask me for ideas.
Oh, Johnny.
By the way, I was only joking back there about you being the one breaking into the room. We'd never hang you out to dry for something like that we'd asked you to do.
Great, thanks. Yeah,
That's why we're buying you
Yeah.
lunch.
There's no such thing as a free lunch.
Sorry we got you sent to jail for 20 years, but here's a fry up.
Yeah.
It won't come to that. It won't.
So we're all
come to
square.
that, Johnny. It's fine. Don't worry. We'll look after you.
I'm conscious of the fact that the woman I met earlier, Kranev, do we think there's a chance she's in danger as well?
I mean, I admit I did at first. I think as things go on, I'm less inclined to think that that's the case, and more inclined to think that she's involved. Although that being said, the more involved she is, chances are the more likely she could be in danger, I suppose.
Yeah, that's my only thought at the moment. It's just whether or not we should be, keeping an eye on her just in case someone comes after her as well.
I mean, we could send someone to keep an eye.
We know someone that's
We
very
could
good
go
at
do it ourselves.
We know someone that's very good at lurking on corners and reporting back to people if they see strange things.
Ah, we do, don't we?
Make sure you get that food down, you Johnny, because you might be on your
long night.
feet. It might be a long night. When we first got to Austin and saw you, it seemed like that was one of your specialties, really. Sort of keeping your ear to the ground, your eyes out, the comings and goings, spotting sort of unexpected or suspicious people.
Yeah, certainly I did a fair amount of that.
Was it boring?
Depends on who you're watching.
What if you're watching a lady carvings expert?
I must confess, it doesn't sound the most thrilling, but if you need me, I'm there.
Oh, Johnny, you melt my heart. Cara looks at Agnar and sort of nods towards him as if to say, shall we go for it?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Can you take some recordings whilst you're watching? Just in case anyone comes or goes, or we don't want to be left in the situation again where Kara's got to hack in to get security information for video footage or evidence of people coming or going. Is that something you can do?
I can try.
Oh. That's all any of us can do, Johnny. That's all any of us can do. I think that's a good idea, though. Do you think that's a good idea, Kara? If you're going to be there anyway, you might as well take some footage.
Yeah, I think
as long as it's not
pervy footage.
Obvious. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we went down different lines there. Sorry.
I think both of those are important for it not to be, either obvious or pervy.
Yeah, I think so.
Frankly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he bolts the rest of his meal, drains his beer, and says, "Right, I'm heading off to find her."
Perfect. Thanks.
If we get a heads up about anything about her, we'll of course we'll ping it over to you straight away. And if there's anything of like vital importance that comes up that can't wait, then please let us know. If you're in trouble, of course, let us know, and someone or some people will be over as soon as possible.
Great, thanks.
Should you or any of your agents be caught, or
we will disavow you.
The secretary will disavow all knowledge.
won't say that. Thanks, Johnny. We do appreciate the help.
You're welcome. And he'll set off with appropriate levels of enthusiasm.
Well,
What a guy.
What do we want to do now? So who are we gonna check up on? Anyone? You've got anything else to do?
We've got things to do, but so we've got some names. I wonder, it might be worth messaging Soraya. It's tea time, so we might be able to get through to her. To sort of find out anything about Alma Kennedy's comings and goings, and if she knows, Laura Frost. She was there at the same time as Laura Frost, I think. Yes, she was. She was around there at the same time as Laura Frost. So it might be worth seeing if she's got any connections. If we let Soraya know that, and she might not see her, but she's more likely to than we are. Let her take care of that, and we can worry
you've
about
also
the other
got to celebrate your invincibility.
I'm invincible. I wish I was Johnny right now.
Well.
That's it. Quick, let's have a combat.
Yes, sorry, go on.
Yeah. So I reckon, I'll ping stuff over to Soraya to sort of those things about Alma Kennedy.
Yeah.
Just sort of have a little poke around, a little question if she can. If she can, if she can't, she can't. And then and
she's deep in the Gurkha camp, as it were.
She is. She's knees deep in the team. I said the Gurkha camp. That's why she's going to war.
Gurkha camp. That's something completely different.
Oh no! And then Laura Frost, this mysterious Laura Frost, who was the one that took the footage. We need to find out a bit more. That would be who I'm most interested in.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Should we go back to the stands for a couple of hours maybe while we sort of think things through, and then make a move again a bit later on?
Yeah, I mean, we've got no leads on where we can find Laura Frost at the minute, have we? Or have we?
We might have a room. We have got a room. It's on the other side of the ship.
You've got the room?
Yeah, it's on the other side of the ship, if I remember correctly.
Yes,
it's Ben said where it was, kind of.
Not literally opposite, but a fair way towards the other side of the ship from where you are now.
Is it worth keeping an eye on that door?
I like it.
I mean, we don't both have to go. One of us could go check out the game.
Well, I guess you are the bigger geek than I am. You've got a blazer.
That is true. Or we could always send Stefan.
Oh,
I don't think he's otherwise engaged at the minute, is he?
Unless he wants to watch Soraya play. I don't know. But he does like a bit sneaky. And he did watch the first innings. He probably feels like he's, Yeah, ask him. See what he thinks.
We should take it in turns, shouldn't we, really? Watch the game.
I think that's fair. Ask him and see if he's happy to do that.
Cool. Thanks.
Okay.
Agnar will fire a message over to Stefan. He'll give the location of. He'll ask Cara. He'll give the location of Laura Frost's room and just say, "Can you keep an eye on this person? Any suspicious, comings, goings, activity? Looking panicked."
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. Okay, so Stefan receives the relevant information and presumably sets off as soon as he's finished his drink to the suggested apartment or the stateroom. Yeah.
He'll fire a message back, say sure. He'll keep it short and sweet, non-committal. Doesn't want to have it in writing that he's been partial to any crimes. He'll head over.
All right. Okay, so that part completed. do you want to cut to where Soraya and Rick Verlo are at the moment, having their tea?
Oh, lovely. A buckyball tea. I'm sure it's spiffing. Let's do it.
It's superb. Tiny, tiny sandwiches.
Oh, that's what I'd hope for.
Mm.
That's nice.
Yeah, very, very tiny sandwiches, but many of them.
Well, as there should be. And whatever cakes were on offer in the supermarket that week. If my knowledge of cricket teases anything.
I'm right in saying, am I not, that effectively during the break in the play,
Yep.
Kara and Agnar have updated Soraya on what's going on in detail.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay.
A few bits and pieces. If you can see her, yeah, I'll go into it if I see her. But yeah, she's sort of said the details.
Well, you'll be pleased to know then that Alma Kennedy is in fact in the pavilion area having tea with the fans, with the fan team.
That's very helpful. Is cool. Is there a good mood in the camp after our first innings? How are people feeling then? Describe the mood to us.
It's upbeat, I think it's fair to say. Limiting the Dillabrew fans to 111 is a pretty good start by any measure. No guarantees, of course, and everybody's still a bit nervous about playing in such a big venue, and we don't know what the Dillabrew fans are bringing in terms of a bowling attack, of course, or how skilled they are at fielding. The reality is the score may be down to the fact that they're all amazing bowlers but can't bat. So nobody's counting any chickens here, but
we're just counting
there's
ducks.
no question.
Hey, crickets. Sorry, Karen.
But there is absolutely no question whatsoever that the if this team had been offered 111 before the game had started, they definitely have taken it.
Oh yeah, I would. That sounds like a good score to chase.
Yeah, I think 111 all out is a solid score. Yeah.
Cool. So Soraya will be trying to do her bit. She's sort of taking it on herself to G people up a bit, I guess. She was before the match, and she sort of impromptu, hands on a shoulder, oh, that was some great bowling, that was a great catch, we've really kept them down. You were really, good vocals out there. Come on, we're doing it. A couple of the people that look a bit nervous about batting, saying, oh, don't worry about it. Hopefully by the time it gets to you guys, we'll nearly be there. This is good. We're on the front foot. Come on, guys. We can finish this off.
Good. Can you make a leadership check for me for Soraya,
leadership
please?
check?
Ooh, nice.
Oh,
Or not.
Oh, she's got jack of all trades. She's using her jack of all trades skills. Goodness. Oh, here we go. Which might be all right. We'll see how hard. It's 10 minus 1 because it's a minus 1, so it's 9.
Okay. Right. In that case, remind me if I forget. At a key moment during the resolution of the second innings, you will have a boon to deliver.
A boon! Someone remember that, please. Remember the boons.
Got a boon.
Boon ducks. Boon. That's what I like. If only we could bring in David Boone, the older Australian cricketer. He would have seen us through okay.
You're going to deliver him.
David Boone was part of the Australian team that was very famous, which had Merv Hughes and stuff at the time, who were very famous for the amount of drinking they used to be able to do on the flight from Australia to England for the Ashes. I've got a feeling he might have the record that he had 25 beers or something on the flight on the way over.
Yeah. And to be fair, Merv Hughes was cheating. For those who don't know, Merv Hughes was a moustache that sort of had a cricket player attached to the side of it.
Burly Aussie guy.
Yeah. And I suspect that he was cheating by just pouring the vast majority of it just straight into the moustache, which absorbed it all, and then he would just suck at it at his leisure.
It's what got him through the Ashes. It sung over the next few weeks. Oh, lovely. Cool. Boom. Right.
Hell of
So-
a bowler though, wasn't he?
Oh man, terrifying bowler. That's the thing. The Aussies make terrifying bowlers. Okay, so after she's G'd it up, she sort of plops herself down next to Alma Kennedy and says, "Hey, how do you think we've done? From a professional standpoint, do you think is that a good target to chase on this sort of field with the total amateurs that we are?"
I think you guys probably have it done. Yeah.
Oh, your input this morning really helped. I think I definitely saw some of the things you said to these guys. I saw it in action today. Thank you so much for everything you've done for us today.
Oh, you're very welcome. I mean, it's nice to have the opportunity to spend some time with some fans of the team and of the sport. And you know, everyone who puts their name up for this kind of thing, they're real enthusiasts.
This your whole. I know you've got like most of the rest of the cruises in the game. Do you try and get out and about when you're not playing, like in the first day or two, some of the evenings, or are you purely focused on the game while you're here?
Generally speaking, in a given day, from first ball to last ball, we don't do anything that doesn't involve either being on or looking at the pitch. But in the evenings, after the close for the day, there's an opportunity to do a bit more socializing. It's not something that fans always like to hear, but quite a lot of us have got friends on other teams as well. So it's an opportunity to hang out with a few friends we haven't seen from the De La Brew squad.
Oh, well, I was gonna say, I'm guessing you run into them a number of times a season anyway, so you get to know each
Exactly.
other and the people you sort of get on with. We
Yeah,
understand.
and there are people, you know, we've got a former teammate of Geeka now plays for De La Brew, and you know, you don't like immediately treat them as pariahs just because they've taken a different contract, do you?
No, who was it that moved over?
Who was it indeed? It was. Sorry, I do have that down here. Um, Faden Proust, the current De La Brew team captain, is a former
Oh,
Geeka player.
is it really? Well, there you go. That was the guy that was at the drinks night, wasn't
Yeah, yeah, the guy who muffed his ball.
it? Strong muff.
What a time for people to join on the raid as well. Thanks.
Oh, was there a raid? Oh no!
The guy who muffed his balls. Yes, that's what he did.
Sorry, it's not all. It's all muffing balls. Sorry.
We're
Welcome, ladies.
talking
Thank
space
you.
cricket.
We're talking cricket. Thank you, Kirsty DM. You legend. Hello, viewers. Give us time. We'll try and win you over. If not, spend some points on making us do stupid things. It's all good. And if you don't, and we've got Agnar with fluffy hair pretending to be Columbo. If nothing else.
If nothing else.
If nothing else. So Soraya carries on with Alma. Says, do you have many friends here who aren't in a team?
Um, as you can imagine, there are some people who are regulars on these cruises. They they play the game themselves often, or they're lifelong fans, and they turn out on multiple cruises. And you bump into them. You know, some of them are Geeker fans, but quite a lot are just fans of the game. They travel around from spot to spot, often, you know, working from whichever cruise they happen to be on, but lining up their itinerary so they can do their work in a zigzag across the galaxy, watching match after match. And you do get used to these people. They're almost a fixture after a while.
Ah, but it's weird because like I love buckyball, of course, and my friend Agnar, he loves buckyball too. And there's a couple of guys on our points over to Rick Furlow. He's a big fan. So it's been an absolute honour for him. But of course, we've got some guys with us from our crew that are sort of here for other matters, and we've got meetings as well. We have meetings with some carvings experts and some boffins. Like you don't. It's it's a small world. Have you ever heard of like? Do you know any sort of one outside the game, like scientists, boffiny types?
Well, possibly, but I don't know them in that way, if you know what I mean. I mean, the chance I've met fans who are in business, fans who are in the military, fans in academia. I couldn't possibly tell you what they all do. When they talk to me, they mostly talk about buckyball.
Oh, of course. Um, uh, Sarai pauses and says, "I remember from talking to you earlier that you like you like a little bit of betting talk. How about a fun little wager that has nothing to do with buckyball?
Okay.
Um, we've got some friends here. We've got some friends here, and I reckon from what you're talking, you, I reckon you. What odds would you give me that we share a friend?
That we share a friend.
Yeah.
So this is someone that we haven't met together. You're not
Yeah.
just going to point across the room and say, that person. We both know that person.
Oh, well, we both know that person's not our friend.
Yeah. A friend. All right. Okay. All right. Well, I'll give you. I'll tell you what. I'll give you evens on that for 100 credits.
100 credits. I'll tell you what. Let's do it for 100. Oh, she is a gambler. Wow. Sarah reaches. Tries to make sure she doesn't give 1,000 credits like she kept doing to Tim that time. She types in 100 and shows on a thing. Yeah, I've got it up. I'm ready to roll.
All right.
Okay, I'll tell you what. How about we each come up with 4 names, and if the other person, if I know them, I'll get money, and if both of us know that one, I'll get money. If none of us know it, I'll pay you up at the end of it.
No. The bet was.
Yeah, and that just one name, or just
No. Hang on a second.
Oh.
I'll tell you what. Roll a persuade for me.
Sarai's not very good at this. Yes.
With intellect or social, your choice.
Okay, we'll do it with intellect. 5 + 2 is 7. Ugh.
Okay.
Ugh. Ugh.
Said no. I'll tell you what. I'm not going to pick any 4 names. You can have 2.
Okay.
Pick 2 names, and if I know either of them, I'll be honest and I'll give you 100 credits. If I don't know either of them,
Yep. 100 credits. Okay, let's do it. So I put some hands to her temples like a bad mind reader at a fair.
Mentalist.
Yeah, that looks into the eyes like, who would you know, my friend? Oh, you wouldn't know him. Oh, you definitely wouldn't know her. Oh, no, not them. No. Okay. Do you know Laura Frost?
no, never heard of her.
Does she appear to be telling the truth?
Mm. Does he just want 100 credits?
Yeah, I want 100 credits.
Can you roll a deception check for me with intellect?
There's an NPC while I'm doing that. Prudentia Barnstormer. Strong name.
Ooh.
Strong name, Fiddles. Strong name.
Prudentia Barnstormer. Is this a gardener?
What was it? Deception plus what? Intellect. Oh, they cancel
Yes, intellect, please.
Okay, they cancel each other out. Not a gardener. Wait, it prunes. 8.
8. Okay. As far as you can tell, she's never heard the name.
Okay. If there's any raiders that are still here, 8 in Traveller is on 2d6 is like a standard succeed. Tougher ones might be 10 or 12. Sometimes we get easier, don't we, Ben? Every now and again, a 6.
Every now and then there's something really easy, yeah.
Yeah. But generally it's an 8, and we get to add our skills to it. The skills are a lot lower than D&D and stuff. You might be able to have 1 or 2 maybe, and that's about it. Okay, so she doesn't know. We think, I've written on the wrong side. So she doesn't know. Alma doesn't know. So Rise throws her hands up in the air. Oh man, I was sure you'd know her. Oh man, she's really cool as well, and she loves the buckyball. Gutting. Okay, one more. Do you know?
I was worried you'd frozen there.
Yeah, sorry. Do you know Freya Graniv, the boffin, hot boffin Freya Graniv?
Freya Graniv.
Into rocks, into carvings. Going on a big
No.
mission soon. No.
I don't believe I do.
Can I roll again, please?
You can indeed.
Thank you. Oh, but that's not quite as good. That's a 7, and the -1 and +1 cancel each other out.
As far as you can tell, she's being completely straight with you.
Oh man, I felt certain about this. Oh well, you know, it is what it is, and so I sort of keeps chirpy and friendly and sort of pays over the 100 credits.
Okay.
So thank you. It's a joy to spend a bit of time with you and lose a bit of money and sort of during this tea time. You know, it was a bit of fun. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, good luck in your own innings.
Oh, thank you very much. I'll do myself proud. Okay, and then Sarai will sort of move away again. As she goes, she'll settle back down next to Rick. Give him a little pat on the back. All right, Rick, you enjoying the Scotch eggs? Tasting they're good Scotch eggs. They're not like the supermarket ones. These are like good Scotch eggs. And then she'll sort of message Cara and say, spoke to Alma. She says she doesn't know Laura Frost. She says she doesn't know Freya Graniv. That doesn't mean she hasn't seen them, I guess. But you know, she appears honest that she doesn't know them by name, at least. Even though she was down that same corridor, but they might have been in different rooms. But anyway, yes. So we'll finish Sarai's lunch there, unless there's anything coming. That's all I need to do with her for that.
No, that's absolutely fine. So what you've at a certain point, we're going to handle the batting innings for the Geeker fan team. So I suppose the first question is, given that you've got a little bit of a gap, which will last until after play finishes for the day, before you get any results from that computer search, I have to make a quick roll for one thing.
So I'm just bringing Floofnar up because we don't have an option for people to buy that yet. So it's nice to remember that Floofnar's there.
Floofnar exists.
Floofnar exists.
It's an actual thing.
Sweaty Floofnar.
Whoa, steamy.
Steamy Floofnar.
It was all from the sauna.
You want a steamy?
There might have been a bit of sweat.
You want a steamy version of that picture? Oh no.
Literal, obviously.
Fiddles.
Literal steam.
I know that Fiddles and Sparrow are big fans of Agner. Yeah.
All right. Okay. You've got no report yet from Johnny. Stefan.
Yes.
While this has been going on, Stefan has made his way to the stateroom identified with Laura Frost, the one where she's staying. And it's arranged very similarly to the 3 staterooms in one. So let me give you some sort of explanation as to why. The main corridor that runs down into that section has doors to staterooms on both sides. But because of the way the ship is designed, so you're essentially heading down in gravitational sense as you head towards the outside of the hull.
Yeah.
It's not as simple as a sort of 2-dimensional layout that you'd have in a traditional hotel here. Instead, the downs have to punch down into a sort of a tunnel area, go down like a lift, and then things fan off in multiple directions. Accordingly, the way it's laid out is that there are rooms that come straight off that central spine, but in between them, there are gaps between the rooms, leading to a little short-ish corridor. And at the end of that, there is a little suite of 3 rooms, which sort of fill in behind the 2 that are right on that main tunnel. which is why you end up with these little suite areas with 3 rooms. It's also, of course, organized so that if you had a specific need for multiple rooms, you could book such a group as a trio, and then have your front door, in essence, being the one off the main spine rather than the individual room doors. It adds flexibility for when parties want to travel together, large families, groups of colleagues, whatever. So that's why it's laid out this way.
Yeah.
And it is, again, the Laura Frost room is in one of those little trios. So the first question I need is, where exactly would you like to sort of set up your observation point? Because if you go into the space with just the 3 room doors off it, it's going to be pretty obvious that you're lurking around there if anyone comes and goes, because the only things down there are those 3 stateroom doors.
3 rooms.
If you hang around in the main corridor, then you will definitely be able to see people coming and going through multiple things, and it'll be much less suspicious. It's much busier there. But of course, you'll only be able to tell when somebody goes into that corridor to the 3 rooms. You won't know which of them might be going into any particular room unless you then choose to follow them.
Yeah. Sorry, just out again. Can I just quickly ask what the is that exactly the same setup as Brett's room?
Yes, exactly the same.
Cool. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, Brett Sagar's room is on the left of a trio set at the end of a corridor. Yeah.
Okay, cool. When Stefan gets there and realizes this, he will wait in the main corridor with a view of the view down the corridor to the trio of rooms. And he'll ping a message over to Kara and Agnar and just say, she's in a group of 3, might look a bit suspicious if I wait down there. Is there anybody, has she booked out the whole corridor, or is she just in one room? Can you tell that? And I suppose that will give him a better idea of whether he's able to go down there at least.
When you
suspicious.
When you got the address associated with her identity, it just indicated one of the rooms of that trio. She could theoretically have booked other rooms under other names or whatever, but that's the one you've got for her.
Okay, cool.
I was very accurate with my research.
Yeah. Obviously.
Obviously.
Do not doubt the Kara.
No.
Yeah.
I never would.
Come on.
He'll stay there, I think, to observe, and he'll ask for a photo of Laura Frost.
Okay.
See if Kara can send over like a screenshot of the CCTV footage or something, so that he at least knows who he's looking for.
Yeah. You've got the sort of ID photo from her database entry, which you used to identify her when you saw her on the CCTV, and you've got a number of pretty decent short moving images that would give you also a sense of the way she walks and holds herself.
Yeah. You can tell by the way.
You can tell by the way she what?
She walks. No. She's a man's woman. No time to talk.
Okay, perfect. He'll set up there and he'll keep an eye out for her, obviously, but also anybody else going down or paying undue attention to that corridor who looks a little bit shady. He knows the type. He knows the shady type.
All right.
Potentially.
Okay. All right. For the time being, there is nothing that catches your eye that looks remotely suspicious as you're just beginning what might be a quite long shift waiting for someone to appear.
Yeah. Oh, he'll at some point he'll suddenly think to himself, of course, and he'll send over a message and just say, can you send me over some footage of the other people as well? Just in case they meet up over here or they come over here for some reason.
Yeah, I can do that.
Like the Vargo and the Geeka lady. I'm assuming she won't, but Stefan doesn't know that.
Yeah, I can do that. I can send. Well, I've got the footage. Because I've got it off the stuff. Because I saved pictures of people, didn't I, to send around. So I've got Alma Kennedy. I'll have Freya, because he hasn't seen Freya yet either.
Yeah.
Laura Frost, the Varga. I'll send them over, and I'll also send some morale boosting little gifs of like chimps and puppies.
Thanks. Don't send over the whole footage though, because I'm running out of storage space.
You're gonna have to prioritize.
That's a lot of CCTV video.
Do you want
a lot of gifs?
Do you want that footage of Freya Craneb, or do you want this adorable panda falling over in leaves? Your choice. Your choice.
Send both. I'll
You make the decision.
I've got some things I can get rid of.
Yeah, you can't say no to sneezing pandas and things.
No. Cool. And he will obviously keep an eye out for anybody on the footage that we already have who also happens to be in or around that area. And that's him done. He'll settle in for the long run. Maybe try and find a bench or at least a wall to lean up against, and just act like he's playing, messing around on his phone, having a bit of alone time, and just keeping an eye out.
Excellent. Okay. All right. So Johnny has reported in. Stefan's got nothing at the moment. Agnar.
Is that your neighbour's dog again? Oh dear.
Yes, that was. Yes. Agnar. Any change, or are you just basically finishing off your meal and then going to watch the second half of the cricket?
Unless we've got anything else we immediately want to follow up on. Is he still with Cara at the minute, isn't he? So they'll
just enjoy their leisurely fry up. Yeah, Cara's on a third bottle of finest cheapest beer.
Cheapest beer.
Cheapest beer. It's nice. It goes down easily though. Once you've got used to the flavour of the first one, the others go down okay. Yeah, it's like
the burning starts to fade. It's fine.
Yeah, your body sort of got used to it at that point. Luke, oh no, fiddles. Oh.
Lukewarm.
A weaker man would be handing out bannings for that kind of thing. We've sort of sent our minions out in different directions, Agnar. We got Johnny looking at one. We've got Stefan looking at another.
We've got a lot of things covered. I wouldn't mind keeping an eye on, that trio of Brett's rooms, but do you reckon we can get away with sitting in a little communal open area? I just think we'd get in trouble.
Yeah, what is so coming back from Brett's room in its little trio, is there somewhere back on the main concourse that one could sit, maybe by one of Agnar's favourite vending machines or something? Or somewhere that you could sort of, that hasn't got too many turn-offs after, so if someone goes past, they're probably going that way?
You would certainly be able to find no difficulty at all finding a fairly discreet place to sit over the lift entrance to that section of the stateroom accommodation. However, that entrance would lead into multiple floors in that direction, each one of which would have, depending on the luxury level of it, at least a dozen rooms off it. So you'd probably be covering something like 60 rooms.
But we're specifically looking at about 5 people, aren't we, I guess?
Yeah, if you're looking for specific individuals, you would certainly be able to to keep an eye on anyone coming and going into that module of the place.
So we can set up sort of above the lift, you reckon? Sort of above the lift shaft area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Shaft to watch over about 60 rooms, you reckon?
Yes, and in reality, because the demand for seating for the fan match is nowhere near that it would be for the real game.
Yep.
The concourse is busy and people are bustling about, but they aren't, for the most part, taking up their seating overlooking the pitch.
Mm-hmm.
That seating is, of course, suspended above that concourse, so you'd be able to sit completely out of everybody's line of sight,
Nice.
watching the match, and provided you took it in turns to do so, one of you could actually be peering backwards over your shoulder and just keep an eye on the lift at all times.
Oh, everyone's
we
a
could
winner.
even get the old selfie cam out.
Oh, we could.
Keep an eye over our shoulder, or a mirror, a well-placed mirror.
Yeah, exactly. you actually could do exactly that. You could just turn on your communications device. Cara has particular skills in this area. She could literally, if anyone even cast a glance at her, she could pretend she's doing a vlogging moment. She could actually be doing a vlogging moment.
I could do a vlogging. I haven't done a vlogging moment on the Seamstress yet. Yeah.
But she's actually got the opportunity to set up the camera so it's focused on that, and on her screen it would display every coming and going. And of course, while doing that, you could be recording it.
I think this sounds like the plan. We're going to sit in the match seats. Cara will record, and then we'll both so we'll have a recording going, and then one of us will sort of be keeping an eye on it at a time as well.
When we were on the way there, Agnar, I'll just say to Cara, I did suddenly think, do we want to inform what are they called?
The Narcs?
Black Sun, Deep Night. I always get the two confused.
Oh no, we're not.
Who's Brett's man? Who's he working for?
Not Black Sun, definitely not.
Deep Night.
Deep Night.
Yeah.
Deep Night. Do you wanna inform Deep Night that? I mean, there's a lot of things we could tell them. We could tell them he's dead, but security don't know it. We could tell them he's missing. We could tell them there's some problems. Most importantly, I was more interested in whether they were the people who had booked out any of those other two rooms for any particular reason,
Oh,
for security or for
police.
some other kind of, I don't know these corporate games that they play, but there might be a reason why they book out all three rooms, or even just book out two of them.
Agnar, my friend,
It's possible.
You were the man. You know all the schmoozy things. That was your life in the army, but then of an evening whining and dining with all these companies, trying to keep everyone on their good side.
I never get sent on a buckyball tour though. To be fair,
I was the voice of the voiceless. You were the voice of the nouveau riche.
The voice of the few.
Voice of the few. Yeah.
The military-industrial complex.
Exactly. If I think with your social skills, I think you would be the one to talk about such matters with them. I'm but a humble peasant girl masquerading as an artist and a hacker.
Well, if you're happy for me to drop them a message, I'll drop them a message. What do we think it's good to tell them about Brett?
Hang on, is the movie about arms dealers? Is that Man of War? Man of War.
That is a movie about Nicolas Cage.
That's Nicolas Cage.
Also,
that
wasn't
the one?
God of War?
Well, no. That's
God of War.
yeah.
No, wasn't that a video game with Kratos? We're going a bit off base here.
Confused now. Yeah. so many wars.
Lord of War.
Lord of War.
Lord of War. There we go. We got there in the end. Got there in the end. Maybe it probably was similar. We'll get there, Fiddles. We're about there. We all know what we're talking about. Yeah, I guess they're expecting it. You could say, you could ask them if Cran ever spoken to them about their man. Because she may, if she knows, does she know? She doesn't know. She doesn't know. No, she does know. We told her. If she's told them, Oh, her response to what she's told them might be telling. She might be trying to cover it up, or she might have told them. She might not have yet. Ask them. See if she's told them. Ask them. Ask them a lot of questions. I don't know. I just want to watch them buckyball and do a bit of vlogging.
I'm gonna tell him he's dead.
Okay, break it to them softly then.
Well, look, trust me, you're the one who said that you don't know anything about these corporate dealings. They'll appreciate the frankness and the fact that they've got to find another carvings expert, I suppose. They're more worried about the mission and the time frame than they are their man, I would imagine.
Okay. All right. So what exactly are you going to tell them? You're going to tell them that Sagar is dead?
I tell you, no. No, I'm not. I'm gonna. Yes, I am. He's just gonna tell him. He's gonna send him a message to say, hello. He'll obviously inform them of who he is and who we are and the relationship. No, he'll just send it to the contact. Sorry. It's been a long week.
All right.
He will send them a message. He will inform them that Brett Sagar is dead. He will inform them that security on the Seamstress is treating him as missing under suspicious circumstances.
Okay.
He will tell them that we've taken it upon ourselves to at least look into matters, not intrusively, just casually look into if anything that might have gone on, as it all seems a bit suspicious. He will. What was the name of the security person?
Sorry,
Olivia Sharp.
Olivia Sharp. Beer. Oh, very nice. Finest, cheapest beer. Yeah. He'll drop that name in and say security Olivia Sharp is the point person for the station security on this. We've got eyes on Freya to try and make sure that she's not in danger. And he will ask them whether they booked out the suite around Brett's room.
Okay.
Either of the other two rooms.
All right.
Not necessarily the whole suite.
Okay. I'm going to need you to roll me a persuade with intellect or social, your choice.
Wonderful. Here we use social.
You can have a boon for this one.
Oh.
That's very generous of you.
Is it because he's wearing his cravat?
It's the geeker blazer.
It's the blazer.
It's the blazer. Video call. Oh, wow.
Obviously.
Boon blazer.
The boom blazer.
Boon blazer's good.
It's a boom blazer.
That's a good job as well, because my boon got rid of a 1. So that is a 9 plus 2 and minus 3.
Oh, so total of 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Need to work on that persuade.
So with that, you very quickly, I mean, they are literally in the same system and they are paying attention here. You get a very quick response from one of your several contacts you now know associated with Deep Night. First of all, expressing, I suppose, what you'd call corporate level sadness over the loss of Sagar.
Yeah, one of those
lines. That this person didn't know him personally, but you know, Deep Night Corporation obviously sends its condolences to his friends and family. It's a corporate kind of message.
Yeah.
But then, in response to the sort of meat of your questions, Deep Night actually didn't book his room at all. He had a period of time before he had to go and report for duty. he'd received a substantial signing bonus for coming aboard the ship, and he chose to spend it on the buckyball cruise, and he just paid for his own holiday.
Oh, Brett. R.I.P. Brett.
Okay. There's nothing else in there about Freya. Any other concerns? I guess he'll flash the message to Kara.
No, there's nothing beyond the fact that they mention her and suggest that they will also be in touch and ask her to be careful if there's any potential dangers. But it would be just, again, a corporate security is concerned about your well-being. Please pay attention when in crowded spaces. It'll be one of those.
Yeah, click a button, send an automated message to your.
It might as well be a watch out for pickpockets message on a tube station.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, perfect. That's fine. That's I suppose at least some information. He'll flash the message to Kara and just let her know, who books for the room. It's got nothing to do with the company. To be honest, they seem a little bit indifferent. They just sent a standard corporate message over. I don't think they're that bothered.
That's corporations for you. They're all the same.
That'll be us soon.
That'll be you soon.
Pushing. No, we're all going. We're pushing the forefront of their. We're going to be their employees.
What are we pushing? The forefront.
Good to know, eh? Yeah, pushing the.
We're pushing the forefront.
Pushing the boundaries of their expedition.
Pushing the forefronts.
We'll be at the forefront.
We'll be at the forefront. Pushing the forefronts at the boundaries. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to some forefront pushing.
Waiting for our loved ones to get the condolence corporate message.
Oh no! You've gone bleak all of a sudden, Agnar. Come on, let's watch some buckyball.
It's a sad way to go about things.
Oh, it's okay, man. Look, I've had a few beers. Everything is good. I've had their finest, cheapest lagers. We can watch Sarai play a bit of buckyball. We can have the camera watching the thing in case any of our sus people come. Let's enjoy a couple of hours. Let's not talk about death and the great beyond. Let's talk about how you get your fur looking quite so beautiful while we watch some buckyball.
Okay.
In that case,
and then
he'll go off on a 3-hour rant about his hair regime.
During that time, Kara wishes she was still having brunch.
Do you have any idea what a problem dandruff is?
Whilst we're drinking, always repeat. Wash, rinse, always repeat. Conditioner, mousse. Brush through 100 times on each section. It takes a long time, I'll tell you.
You think that's a ski slope out there? That was me shaking my hair out the window this morning.
Yes, absolutely. So, okay, what we will do then is we will relocate the camera back to Soraya as the Dillabaroo team takes the field. The fan team takes the field.
To warm some dice up.
And the two opening bats for the Geeker fans stride out onto the front of the sort of the drop down into the pitch, and then climb up through. And as soon as they're through that line, of course, there's no gravity, and they push themselves off and drift into the center and take their positions on the wicket. So that's where we'll take our halftime break.
Oh, well, that feels about right. In which case, let's do it. We'll be back in 5 minutes for the second half for the toast, the all-important toast, and for more joy and friendliness and some floofy talk. In the meantime, go get a drink, go and have a costume change, and don't go anywhere though, because we'll miss you. See you all soon. I really need to tee up the card before I say that, because then I just get really unprofessional. Oh, thanks for that. I'll click that off. I'll click that off. I'll click that off. I was glad you put the music on. Oh no. I can't even find the advert thing. Oh, there it is. Break. It's where it always was. I'll click that. So I've got two Agnars. We need to get rid of the other Agnar. I need to put the music on, but not that bit. Right, 5 minutes, everyone.
It's easy.
If you've bought our Etsy things, thank you. If you haven't, buy our Etsy things. It's all good quality, isn't it? Fiddles, Sparrow, it's all good quality stuff, isn't it? Top quality Etsy gear. It's not shoddy stuff. Good bags, good mugs, good everything.
Mugs.
Good everything.
The mugs are excellent. I can attest to that.
See, that's what it's all about. Only the finest. Though, you might have bought at a good time because the provider guys have just put their shipping rates up. So, I got to readjust. I'm not making a profit on it. I'm basically turning about 15p an item. So, I'm doing it because I want you guys to have a lovely time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I know, right? That my profit's been eaten up with that rise. So I might need to put like 3p on an item and then just make no profit at all. Anyway, let's get back to the game.
Let's not get started on shipping and transportation in this country at the minute.
Yeah.
Logistics is a nightmare.
Yes, not a strength at the moment here.
No.
But it's okay because we'll soon be able to measure everything in pounds and ounces again, like the good old days when we all have rickets.
Well, everyone else will.
Yeah, exactly. We won't have enough things to measure in a pound.
Well, I won't have a clue what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, poor you. You're gonna struggle. Right, Sparrow's gone early on the toast, which I appreciate. That's really enthusiastic. Welcome back to part 2. How dare you? Welcome back to part 2 of the stream. We normally have lots of graphics. They vanish for this important part of the session. So welcome back to part 2. We're going to carry on with our role playing in a minute. But first, if that's what you can call it, I just call it like getting drunk and babbling, really. But first and foremost, it's the most important part of the evening, where we toast someone very important to us. It falls to me at the minute after losing an in-game competition. But for me, it's not about losing. It's winning the chant. Well, it is for the first few times. Then it gets really complicated, and you just want someone else to do it. But now I'm still in that golden glow where it's nice.
The honeymoon period.
The honeymoon period of the toast. And how could it not be a honeymoon period when we're toasting perhaps the most influential man in the game, nay, in role-playing total, the most well-thought-out NPC there ever has been, the barman who always, when you made an order, he always put the Guinness on first, the man who always looked for the regular first and knew what order people came to the bar in, who didn't put up with those leaning over, shrieking and waving their money. No. He was old school. The only downside of him was that he was not a big Geeks fan. And it's why he and Sarai never truly saw eye to eye. But she could respect his craft. And for that case, we should raise a glass to the finest barman this side of the galaxy. I give you the late great Greyhill Bast.
Greyhill Bast.
To Greyhill Bast.
He was taken too soon. You guys never got to see him in action.
Maybe there's the opportunity for a throwback one shot.
Oh, great.
I'm not going to commit to anything because it's not mine to commit to. But you know, maybe having him as this elusive character is actually better for everyone involved. Maybe we built him up too much.
Yeah.
Those forearms.
He wasn't really.
I'm sure we can
do
something.
Maybe we could relive. We could go into like a Groundhog Day kind of recreation of that time on the planet, where Ewan tries not to shoot the gardener, but the gardener always ends up dead, and we always try and save Greyhill, but he always dies somehow. Yeah.
Well, it is a great battle of the universe that we're in, so maybe there's like the equivalent of a holodeck program that Agnar and Kara could go into and refight the battle of the gardeners, or whatever it's known as.
The holodecks, the holodecks exist in Travel World.
No, they don't exactly, though. There are holographic suites that you can hire for other purposes.
So if we want to have sex with Grey Hill, that's okay, but not to relive the greatest moments. I see.
That is the sort of the gist, yes.
I don't think I want to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
But okay, so we are refocusing back on to the buckyball match, and we'll be doing this intermittently as we go through until the end of the game. And what we've agreed is that Ewan will play the odd numbered batsman from the Geeker team, and Luke will play the even numbered ones, so that when it turns out that that Soraya comes out, Luke will, as if by magic, be rolling for Soraya.
Yeah. Excellent.
So
Kind
the first thing to know that I need to know is, does Soraya have athletics dexterity?
Of course she doesn't. She's at a minus, I think. She's got dexterity 0. She's got athletics dexterity 0. So
Okay.
she's not terrible, at least.
Okay.
Fair enough. Okay. So the way that we do the scores basically are that you roll 2d6. The total for any given player is added to their running total. However, garden rules, if you hit it over the fence, it's 6 and out.
6 and out. Oh, yeah. That's probably why I never hit sixes when I play cricket now. I always hit it along the ground. That's probably garden rules.
Playing garden rules. There you go.
I don't want to bat all afternoon.
So as the first two of the Geeker fan team take their places, Ewan, first of all, can I have you roll 2d6 for me, please?
You certainly can. That is an 8.
And how was it scored?
5 and a 3.
A 5 and a 3. That's excellent stuff, Ewan.
Good start.
That's a very good start. And Luke, I'll need the same from you, please.
But I don't want a 6.
You don't want a 6.
Oh, that's all right. 7, 5 and a 2.
A 5 and a 2. A 7. Excellent. So at this point, we have a 15 without loss.
Good start. Good start.
Very good start. Chasing 111.
Oh,
or technically 112 to win.
That's okay. Yes. So, yeah. Go on. Is it Ewan's turn next?
Yes, it absolutely is. Ewan, off you go.
Apologies.
2d6, please.
2d6. Ooh, 2 and a 2.
A 2 and a 2. That's great.
Oh, Sparrow, hang on. I'll tell you what. Sparrow's just brought up a really good point. I'm hoping I'm not going to kill the stream here. We're going to have a... it's my fault. Sorry, everyone. We should put a... it's my fault. Sorry. We should put a bet on who's going to win it, shouldn't we? Of course we should. Sorry,
We
Sparrow.
should.
Right, here we go. Who's going to win? Who wins? Who's going to win? Geeks? Fans or the Dillab Roo fans? There we go. And we'll give you a minute, a quick minute. We'll pause for a minute if that's okay.
We'll
Sure.
see where everyone's true allegiances lie.
No,
No pressure, anyone.
It was tromboning fiddles. He went to the jazz. He used to go to the jazz club, and he would trombone. I think that's a euphemism as well. But he used to play the trombone in the jazz club, and then there was a woman in there, minuet. It was the minuet episode, and he sort of chose the woman it first came with. Then he chose because he wanted to look differently than another, and she was another one of those programs that sort of has some appreciation of that she's not real. I think, like a lot of the next gen characters on the Fixed.
Oh, there you go. I'll bid. I don't want to bid. I don't want to bet on this team, but I'll give you I'll give you guys something extra to win, because otherwise you're just getting back your flat rate, aren't you?
If anyone in our little team was Riker,
Doesn't seem right.
it'd definitely be Ewan. Ewan's definitely Riker.
I'm not sure what you're basing that on, but it's fine by me.
The way you clamber over chairs to sit down. The way you like to lean on walls.
Yeah, that is well known.
Right, is the minute over?
Yes, indeed.
Is the minute over? Okay, cool. Play on, my friends. Play on.
Okay. So, Luke, away you go. 2d6, please.
What did you enroll? Sorry, did I miss it?
His player is up to 12 in total, so I think he rolled a 4.
Yeah, double twos.
But I'm out, but I get the score, yeah?
Yeah, what's the score total?
10, though. That was good.
10, that's
10.
brilliant.
Oh, nice.
10 and outs. That's okay.
Okay.
31.
So the third player comes out. Now, this will be Ewan's to play as well. So, Ewan, another go for your number 1, please.
Yeah. That's another 2 out of 2.
Excellent. And your go for your number 3, please.
That's a 6 and a 5.
Oh, good
A
score.
6 and a 5.
But not a bad way to go.
No, that's all right. 11 and out.
I've got that as 44
Okay.
for 2. Am I right on 44 for 2? 29, 33, 44. All right, 15, 19, 29.
Trust Luke to keep score.
Well, it's maths and cricket combined in one glorious evening.
Well, exactly.
No one else cares. I'm riveted. I'm writing a scorecard here.
I should actually do this, shouldn't I? I should actually write up the fall of wicket, to be honest.
Score sheet.
So batsman 2 went out, then batsman 3 went out. Oh dear. Batsman number 1's
Yeah.
still there. Well done, him.
Yeah,
He is.
She, I don't know. The firm.
So
Soraya time! And I can get a boon.
Yeah.
I can get a boon when I want, which probably isn't great when I'm trying not to roll. Oh no, because a boon, I can avoid a 6, I guess. So, I guess it counts as a bane then, Ben. A boon bane.
no, what you'll have to do is anytime you roll your dice, you can choose when you want to do it. If you get a 6 for Soraya, you can roll 1 more die. If you rolled a double 6, sorry, that's just bad luck.
Well, you say that because Sparrow's just got me another boon. I'm double booned. I'm on all the boons. Oh, personal boons. The guns are out. The guns are coming. Hang on.
The guns are out.
The guns are out. I'm gonna boon with guns. Come on!
I hadn't even noticed you got sleeves on tonight, Luke.
They're quite
What's
short
going on?
sleeves. Oh man! Every now and again, I was gonna change into the basketball vest, but I'm saving that tomorrow night for Lockersin. No, you don't get free. I'm invincible. Right, here we go. Roll. not anymore. I've capitalized.
Okay.
Come on.
So, Ewan first, I'm afraid.
Oh, well, I've got a roll saved.
That's 4 and a 5.
Wow, that's absolutely brilliant.
He's bossing it.
Yeah, that. And number 1's doing all right.
I rolled a 6.
You rolled a 6 and a.
That's it. A 5 and a 1. Sorry.
Oh, a total of 6.
Yeah,
Great.
Up to 59. We're doing well now.
Okay, Luke. Sorry, Ewan. Away you go.
Oh, that's another 6 and a 5.
Ooh.
6 and a 5. Okay.
Yeah.
He batted well though. He batted very well.
It's changed dice over for a new batsman. New batsman, new dice.
70 for 3. No, Ewan's rolling for us. His opening batsman got
That's
12,
37.
16, 24, 30. Yeah. Very good. Very good. What are we? 70 for 3.
Yeah, so that's exactly that. Fall of wicket at 70 for 3.
And he got 36 runs. Good work. Good opening. Good. Well done. Soraya will fist bump him as he walks off, even if he looks a bit sad. That's good scoring. That's very good scoring. Right, come on. Oh.
Very healthy. Okay, we have the number 5 come out.
It's Soraya's turn, and then it's number 5.
Soraya first.
A 3 and a 1, a 4. She's playing it. She's playing it cool.
Before she's playing it very, very calmly and safely at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. We stand for you and bear with me a second.
Thanks, sucks. After you accused me of playing for Dillabrew.
You get a boon as well. You've been given a boon.
Oh,
We might need to up the boons
thanks, Pharaoh.
because people have got about £20,000.
Yeah, I mean it's worth doing on a bucketball match.
We stick it to one a night anyway, don't we? I think boons. We keep it quite tight. So
Yeah.
we'll keep this here while you roll, you, and we'll keep the hearts up for you.
Well, thanks. I'm going to use my boon.
Okay.
If that's all right. So roll 3. Take the highest that aren't 6s, unless I get a double 6.
Exactly.
Oh. Would you believe it? It's a double 6.
Oh.
And a 3.
A double 6 and a 3. So,
yeah, so I'll take the 2 6s.
you'll take the 2 6s, 12 and out.
Well, that's worth it though. That's good.
Yeah.
That's 86 for 4 at Fall of Wicket.
That's batsman number 5. Oh, that's good.
And that's number 5 gone.
Oh, it's all me now. Yes.
Yeah.
Finally, my time to shine. We don't stand anymore.
Okay. So, Soraya first.
Come on, Savaro. Oh, she's edgy. 3. She's holding down an end.
3.
Yeah.
God, that's brilliant. Just ticking it up. I mean, she's slowly accumulating a very solid score here.
Yeah.
She just wants to be the engine room. That's all she needs. Right, next, number 6 has rolled a 6, 5 and a 1.
Excellent stuff. That's that's 6, and that takes to 95.
Oh, we're getting up. Oh, a good time for up the geeks. I agree. Up the geeks. That'll stay here while we finish up. Come on,
Soraya.
A 4 and a 1. 5.
5 more for Soraya.
She's good.
And that brings up the ton.
We all clap at the ton in cricket. Come on, everyone. Thank you. Well done, kids. Come on, here we go. I'll drink to that as well, yeah. Oh, he went big though. Number 6 went to win it and got out, but hit 10. 6 and a 4.
Oh.
So 16 out takes us to 110.
I think that
which means
I went big on it. Oh,
you and your number 7 is just coming out, but Soraya gets to roll first.
2 to win. And I've got a boon, haven't I? So I've got a 6 and a 2, so I'm going to roll my...
So roll one more die.
Oh, she's done it, but she's out. She's gone for the glory. She's got 8 and out. 8 and out. She's clonked it. Clonk.
Clonk. Like a Joe. Clonked it.
Okay. So Soraya technically kept running after the runs were already in.
Yeah, if I got 112 with the 2, then she's not out. Surely 112, not out. Can we all agree with that, Ben?
112 all the way. Yep.
Yep, cool. So 2 for
finishing on effectively 112 for 5.
Yeah.
The cheers go out. Claps.
7, 10, 20 not out. Just seeing it through when we've lost a couple of wickets. There we go. Lovely.
Yep. 20 not out.
Where was Rick coming in, by the way?
8.
Oh, he was next. Rick was next.
Yeah, he would have been next.
And
the person coming out at 7 finishes on a 0 not out.
Yes. They were there at the glorious moment. Ah, yes.
112 for 5, chasing 111.
Oh, cool. Hope we do as well tomorrow.
Well,
up the geeks. Up the geeks.
Up the geeks. I would have upped the geeks. But I'm having issues on my phone trying to redeem points. I think it's while the
Geeks win Fids. Geeks win Fids. The other team got 111 for 10. when you lose 10 wickets, you're all out. So they got 111 for 10. We got 112 for 5. We still have 5 people left to get out. So we won by a lot. We won comfortably.
It was a solid. It wasn't exactly a flying win, but it was definitely a solid one.
Consistent. It felt rather consistent, apart from the one guy who just was at number 3 who was out on their first.
Very quickly. They got 11 though.
Even he though. Yeah. I mean, he swung the bat a bit, didn't he? Got to 11.
That's true. That's true.
I quite like the old number 6 who just honked to the 6 and the 10 to get us right close next to it. Good on
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of stories in that scorecard.
Yeah, I agree with you. And with the sort of final score essentially at 112 for 5, I think that's absolutely brilliant.
Yes.
Good going.
Yes. So I will fist bump or shake hands. I don't know what the done thing is in it, but she'll float around if she can to the opposition. You know,
Pass
well
out
done.
those
Thanks
GGs.
Thanks for the game. Yeah, good game. Well done.
Good game,
Enjoy
good
your week. Enjoy your week. You know,
Good game.
if I see you, I'll buy you a drink. That sort of stuff. Yeah. Well done. Good effort. Good effort. Good ball there. Oh, you nearly got me with that one. Well done. Just ingratiating herself with everyone today.
Yes, I mean to be fair,
Taking it in.
Saltfiddler, this is not probably the way to really understand how cricket works. Truthfully, this has not been the greatest of introductions to it. It is a, you know, mechanically it's fair, but it's not precisely a match for the way the game actually functions.
I wish people did get 6 and out. That would help my bowling figures sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, if you will pitch it up, they will try and knock it.
Well, that is true, and I do tend to pitch it up. Fiddles, the best way to describe that, I'm not going to mention it totally on screen. There's a clip. If you type Jimmy Anderson, it's a cricket clip. Jimmy Anderson sledging. There's a clip where he's bowling against the Australians, and one of the batsmen says, you're not chirping now, you're not getting any wickets. And Anderson takes a wicket with the next ball. And he turns around and he gives it, like, as in sports, you get with the big, like, arms up and shh. And you watch Kevin Peterson, and he has the ball in his hand, and he, like, shakes the ball in his hand to make it look like he's just shaking the ball, but it's to show that gesture. It's very good. Very good, very good. It's a beautiful gesture. It's like, I don't know how you call it.
Well, we all know what it's like, Luke.
We do.
Massaging a wine bottle, maybe. I don't know.
We've all seen it. We've all done it.
Yeah.
It's exactly like you're about to roll some dice.
It is exactly like that. It's
That
like
is
you're about to
very
roll
true.
some dice.
Yeah.
That's very true.
7. Okay. Game wins. Fist bumps, good games, buy you a drink, all that sort of stuff. Floats back to the team area. Wonderful.
Don't forget the vote, Luke. Sorry.
Oh. A little cuddle for Rick Verlow, who was in his pads ready to go out.
He was. He was about to come out at 8, and he never got the chance. But I don't think he will mind that too much. He got a couple of wickets in the dismissal for the 111, and truthfully, I think he'll be very happy with his day.
Does he look a bit nervous in his pads? Or does he look ready to go? Is he all right?
He looks much less nervous now he knows he doesn't actually have to go out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm definitely doing some geek stuff for the Etsy store. Who voted for the Dilab Ruta win? I'm very upset.
I did, because if I didn't, they would have just won back the points that they put in. And I felt that was wrong, so I, wanted to at least give them something to win.
You were the house.
Yeah. Exactly. I feel as though that's my place.
They had to be up against something, yes.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't want to.
You're
I think that's
man.
very fair.
A generous man.
Yeah. I think that's very fair. Okay. So Soraya and Rick and the rest of the fan team, they meander back into the pavilion area for the immediate congratulations. There's a there's a warm ripple of applause around the stadium, even though the seats aren't exactly packed for the fan game. Nonetheless, there are a few people who turn out for it. If for no other reason than there's literally nothing else to watch going on the pitch, so they might as well. And there's a fairly warm ripple of applause from the Geeker fan side of the pitch, and even the occasional cheer or applause from the Dillabrew side. They're not. This isn't something on which their lives depend. They appreciate a game being played in front of them, and they want to show their appreciation for the fans turning out and doing their part. So that's it. It's a friendly sort of atmosphere as you make your way back towards the pavilion. On this occasion, both teams are sharing the same pavilion for obvious reasons. It's supposed to be a friendly game. So as you head back, there is the opportunity to mingle again with some of the players, the actual team players, but also the people you've just been batting against and bowling against, and a lot of people are shaking hands and congratulating each other and commiserating with each other as appropriate. It's a very friendly, relaxed sort of atmosphere, and becoming more so as now that the game is over, they are pulling out industrial scale quantities of alcohol for everybody who was involved to indulge in. It's notable, of course, that the actual team players aren't going for alcohol.
Yeah.
They are very much aiming for other things. They're looking for waters and fruit juices and things instead. But the fans who are there in the pavilion are more than welcome to indulge in some alcoholic drinks if they prefer.
Well, Soraya will sort of turn around to everyone and say, "Right, let's get drunk." And then sort of makes a beeline for. I was going to say something, and someone said something in text, and I've totally forgotten what I was going to say. Curses.
While he's thinking, Ben.
Yes, please.
How much was lunch? I just suddenly realised Daddy Agno mode was on, and I didn't actually mark anything down.
That will work out. It was only for 3 people.
It was indeed.
That will be here a total of 45 credits.
Oof. Bargain. Consider that debt paid. That's all I wanted. Have you remembered, Luke?
45. No. There's going to be something with the player. There's something with Alma. Oh, the other thing I wanted to do. Looking at the scoreboards in that, Ben, are there any names in the Geeker team or the opposition team that Soraya might recognise?
The fan teams?
Yeah.
Other than Rick Verlo, no.
Okay. Cool. Well, Soraya's going to try and lead a cabal of people willing to top up the bar for the next few hours and have a wonderful wind down time.
Sure.
She's going to, again, make a beeline for Alma Kennedy if she's there, and and the fist bumps, and thank you for your, thank you so much for, again, I don't know how I looked out there, but I'm glad I didn't let the geeks down, the geek fans down.
Alma Kennedy, in fact, is enthusiastically looking for Soraya, someone she spoke to earlier, and who was second top scorer on the Geeks fan team, and finished not out and won and got the winning runs.
Oh, the winning runs.
A nice way to round off a contribution for the team. Yeah, she's searching for you as well, and says, "Oh, brilliantly done out there. Very, very nicely done. I appreciate the slow start while you're building your confidence, and then at number 4 there is a a point where you can start to hit loose and really make them pay, and you absolutely did that perfectly. Well done.
Thank you. I know that. So I'm guessing Alma, 'cause she's an all-rounder, isn't she? So
Mm.
I'm guessing she's batting in that sort of 6-7 position. And she's like, I know that you guys. It's often on you to sort of protect the tail and sort of hit out a bit. But I just love the freedom of batting a bit higher and having a bit of time to build, and holding an end down really.
The balance of the game being the way it is, she normally bats at 5.
5, okay.
That's not because she isn't an all-rounder. It's just that it's not as high energy a responsibility being a bowler when there's
Okay.
no gravity. So accordingly, because you don't have run-ups and things like that, you can have a more bowling heavy team without risking your batsmen. So to be a true all-rounder, you've got to be certainly batting 4, 5, 6, not 6, 7, 8 kind of
Got
thing.
you. Yeah. Cool. Well, Sarah will try and share. She knows that she's many leagues below Alma, of course, in skill. So she's trying to share sort of the joy of the game while obviously being the subordinate, if that makes sense. And bigging up the professional and sort of just being thankful to play in that arena and for all the help and this, that, and the other, and just being happy. And how are you feeling about now that we know I'm not trying to win money? How are you feeling now about the next few days? You head in it? You ready to roll?
Oh yeah, looking forward to this one. You always have these nerves before the big game, and then the closer it gets, the more simple it becomes. You go out there, you do what you always do. You throw the ball, you hit the ball. It's great.
Yeah. And while they're chatting happily, Chevelle will sort of throw in. Oh, do you know Brett Sagar?
Brett Sagar.
Yeah, sort of nerdy
I don't
man.
think so.
No? Ah. I thought I was going to get a freebie on our bet. Ah. And so I sort of laughs and just, without Alma saying anything, pings slams her phone with another 100 against it. over to her. As if it was literally just sort of another gamey type thing.
Uh, roll a carouse for me with social, please.
Oh, now we're talking.
Ooh.
We're up to the carouse part of the night. Social? Oh no, she's got no social. She's -1 social. Sarah's got no social skills. Nah, nowhere near it. 6 -1 is a 5.
Okay. All right. She looks down at the device and the 100, and she said, "All right. I think I gave you 2 goes, so you can have one more."
Oh, good girl. Right.
As you batted so well.
So well, thanks. I've just got to write down. Ask about Brett. Doesn't know him. There's only one other name we know because we don't know the Varga's name, do we? So the
No.
only other name I know on the ship. Okay, you do the rounds, and I mean that in the game system. You'll play from ship to ship and match to match. Do you know someone who they're not a good friend of mine, but me and my crewmates know them? Do you know Olivia Sharp?
Roll persuade with intellect for me.
Persuade. Oh, Sparrow's on Alma. Yeah, I do. I am picturing Alma a little bit. It must be said. And Ben is pretty good with NPC crushes as well.
It is indeed.
Persuade and what?
With intellect, please.
Persuade and intellect. My main people can probably tell who my it's a +2. People can probably tell who my main NPC crushes are, which are Rose and well, I say crush because I can't remember her name. What's her name? Oh, how embarrassing!
That tells you everything you need to know about Luke.
Cat. Cat grew on me incredibly quickly just because she played along with Kara, quite frankly.
Yeah, well,
Really nice.
Cat is light-hearted and fun. She's easy to like, isn't she?
Yeah, exactly.
Into her vlogging.
Into her vlogging.
Or at least willing to go along.
Yeah. Right, here we go. Anyway. And also Kronsorama, of course. We need more time with Kronsorama, right? +2, sorry. Okay, that's better. 7 + 2 is 9.
Okay. She starts to laugh and says, "No, I'm not giving you that one. Of course, I know the League security people. I work for the bloody League."
That's worth a try.
Oh.
I thought I had you there. Do I get
That's
one?
a good one, though, Luke.
Do I get one more though? Then I tried to pull the wool over your eyes. Let's make it 150, and I'll get one more. I'll buy him for another 50.
Yeah, all right. With that roll, yeah, okay.
Uh-huh. Sarai will flick on her thing to the pictures that Kara pulled up, and she'll pull up the picture of the male Varga. I'm going quite burning your bridges, quite direct here, but so she pulls up the picture and says, "Okay, do you know this shared friend?" And holds up the picture.
It's not a great picture, but also I'm pretty sure the deal was you give me a name.
Does anything, which is fine. Can I roll to see if anything flickers across her face?
Yes, you absolutely can.
Thank you.
This will be a deception with intellect, please.
Okay, thank you. Right, they cancel each other out. Come on. It depends how tough it is. It's an 8, a 5, and a 3.
You have no reason to believe she has recognized the person.
Okay. It's all right. I got their fiddles. Unless I'd imagine a 12 might have given more, but who knows? It's a tough roll on a 12 at a 0. I'm rolling at a 0 anyway, and it's unlikely to hit. This is not like Kara hitting her computer check or Agnar with his shotgun. Is it at the end of the day? So, Sarah says, "Okay, you got me. I just thought you might know him because the two of you were in the same suite at the same time earlier today."
Ooh.
Oh God!
Wow.
Oh.
I didn't expect you to do that. I'll go there. Okay, right.
Ben, didn't it? Every now and again we need to hit that with Ben. I have no idea how it's going to end, but
All right.
all the good spirit just drains out of the room.
All right. I need you to roll.
Oh dear.
What are you going to do? Yeah, it's going to be a carouse check with social, please.
Okay. She's going to do it in a. I did it in a very flat, but she'd do it still in a cheerful way, if you know what I mean. Because we're gambling for 50 credits and this and that. A carouse. So carouse definitely makes sense. Carouse and what?
With social, please.
Carouse and social. Okay, they'll cancel each other out. Okay. 8. Oh, sorry. I showed it like it was big numbers. It's not that big. That way around. 8. Sorry.
Okay.
It wasn't 9. I wish it
She
wasn't.
says, "What are you talking about? How do you know where I was earlier today?"
So I'll say one of my f- one of I'm on the ship with a load of friends, and we were looking at, we were sort of trying to find the best place for food. We come on yesterday, like most people did. We've not been on one of these cruises before. We were just sort of checking things out, like we were drinking last night, but we were looking for a good fry up. And so some of my friends went down to the cross keys. There's a load of cross keys. I've not been yet, but I'm assuming you've been on these cruises before. They talked about the cross keys, said it was a good fry up. So they headed down there, and they noticed it was you. Um, if they're fans, they know who you are, and they sort of half followed you down there to sort of get an autograph, and then felt it was creepy them doing it. People don't like to be pestered, so they sort of stopped at a point and let you be. But as you were leaving, this beefy looking Varga came out. That's all. That's all. That's all. But I do know you were there at the same time as him.
Roll deception with intellect for me, please.
Oh no, this is the wrong person doing this today.
I was just watching Ben's face as you were spinning that tale, thinking, any minute now, he's going to ask for a deception roll.
Where's Cara when you need Cara? Hang on, let me just get my friend on the phone. She can explain it better. It depends. It's a +1. It's a 7 +1. So it depends how deceptive I have to be.
Okay. She looks stone-faced. Like all of the goodwill that you've built up with her over conversations and your play and everything is just swept out of the room. And with little more than a glare, she just turns her back and walks away and leaves the pavilion.
Cold.
Oh god. Oh. Sarai briefly texts Cara and Agnar what she's found out. That she presented it to him. Clearly, there's something that she doesn't want to know, and we should probably keep an eye on her, because there's something she might go running off. There's potential she might go running off to talk to someone, and Soraya feels that she's not. She's made Soraya, but she hasn't made half of the crew. So there could be a potential. Like there's Sammy around, isn't there? And there's still a few floaters. Rose is around, right?
And Zoe and
oh, Zoe's not a bad call at all, because at least Zoe's got skills.
Yeah.
So can Soraya message Zoe and say, Alma Kennedy, if you don't know what she looks like, Google her. Can you follow her? We think she might be implicated or know something about the murder we've been talking about.
Okay. Are you going to let everybody know that this has gone down as well at the same time?
I tell you what, there's no reason not to, right? We trust. We're a family by now, so we'll let her know. Yeah. Everyone, keep your eyes open, because if someone's in a bar or someone's somewhere, they can always say, "Oh, Alma's here" or something like that.
Okay. All right. That's good. Okay. So effectively, you are asking for what amounts to a bolo on Alma Kennedy as she leaves the pavilion.
Yeah.
Because you've got people scattered all over the ship now.
I know. Just keep an eye out for her where she's going. And as soon as she does it, Soraya turns back, forces a smile onto her face to the other waiting fan players, and says, "Barman, I want 32 of your finest, cheapest lagers." To Buckyball!
A very specific number.
Yeah, well, there were some hangers on. And unless there's anything, I'd like it to fade out there that little bit, if that's okay.
That's absolutely fine.
Nice.
In fact, that suits me rather perfectly, because there is something else I need to catch up on, which is I need I need to do a roll for Johnny, and I need a roll for Stefan as well. Now, Johnny is currently keeping an eye on our carvings expert, and Stefan is keeping an eye on the stateroom, where we know. Sorry, he's keeping an eye on the crime scene stateroom. That's right, isn't it?
Stefan is at the corridor to Lara Frost's.
Sorry, that's right. Yes, Stefan's at Laura
stateroom.
Frost's one.
But he can't actually see the room, just the corridor.
Yes, it's Kara and Agnar who are keeping an eye on the crime scene. That's quite right. Okay,
Ewan,
so
can you
Stefan.
change your background, June? Can you change your background?
Oh, I certainly can. It seems a little bit pointless now, him keeping an eye on the security officer for the station's room. But hey, let's see what we've got. See if we've got anything Seamstress-esque. I'll get there. Please feel free to go on whilst I peruse.
Oh, we need to get.
Oh, it's a bit dark, but it's a corridor.
It's a corridor.
It's a corridor.
The corridor of uncertainty.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, corridor.
Spacey corridor.
There we go. I like it. That feels like where Johnny's lurking at the minute.
It feels a bit shady. I'll be honest.
It's very shady.
Yeah, but shady may be appropriate for this moment in the game. Okay, so Stefan first. I need a streetwise check with intellect, please.
Certainly. Oh. We're rolling for Agnar on streetwise. It's a 7 plus 2 is a 9.
Okay.
It is.
All right. Despite his careful checking, there doesn't seem to be anyone of interest from his list coming and going to that part of the station.
Okay.
No, there are people coming and going, but nobody he recognizes from the data he's been given.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up we have Johnny. All right. Okay. And I now need a check for both Agnar and Kara, please. A streetwise check for both of them with intellect.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh wait, so you rolled for Johnny, but we don't know yet. And now
That's right.
Agnar and Kara. Streetwise and what? Intellect?
Yes.
Well, Agnar got 6 minus 3.
Oh no.
I won't even bother showing that properly.
Okay.
Kara got a 5 plus 2 is 7.
Mm-mm.
They're enjoying the game. They're enjoying Soraya too much.
More than double Agnar, but
Okay.
Double Agnar.
No, fair enough. All right. So, you guys are slightly distracted because you get a message from Johnny. And Johnny indicates that there might actually be something of note, because quite subtly, and it wasn't immediately obvious, he's been following the carvings woman around and cheerfully, keeping an eye on her. And it wasn't until after she'd been sitting next to somebody for quite a while that he sort of put 2 and 2 together, because they seem to just naturally end up sitting at the same table, sort of thing, in a bar. And he's finally connected it in his head and realized that he does actually recognize the person sitting next to her from the video footage that you sent him screenshots of.
Oh.
And he has got eyes on Laura Frost.
Laura Frost.
oh, son of a
Frosty.
But as that call comes in and you are thinking about what that means, you kind of miss initially the fact that Olivia Sharp comes out of the crime scene corridor that you are watching, walks a very short distance where she meets and shakes hands with someone right in front of you. But because you're thinking, you're a bit distracted, you don't notice it until they start disappearing off together, and you sort of, your brains catch up with what you've just seen.
We've all been there.
And the person she is walking off with is March Temple.
March Temple.
And that's where we'll call it for tonight.
The plot thickens.
That biatch.
Oh.
Oh no.
Yeah, to give you some time to think about what to do next.
No,
Just when I thought I was getting my head around what could have possibly gone down, March Temple, aka Stella
Nest. Yeah.
Stella Nest shows up, and then two people meet that I didn't think would be. Who knows? Intrigue.
Intrigue indeed.
But a classic Ben cliffhanger. I love it. I love it. It's very good.
Well, I figured it might change your perspective enough that you might need to have a moment to think about what to do next.
Yes, thank you very much. What were the groups that just met up? So Olivia
Sharp has
just met up with Stella.
Just met up with March Temple, Stella Nest, yeah. And the carvings woman, Freya Kranev. Oh, that's a brilliant one.
I just felt it. It's how me and you are feeling right now.
Classic.
Yes, Freya Kranev is now sitting next to Laura Frost.
Wonderful.
Right, if you'll forgive me for like a few seconds, I just have to pop to the loo. I'll be back in a moment.
Yeah,
to sort of finish the wind up.
Cool.
I was not expecting two people from security to meet up with one key person in our investigation, and quite frankly, a shady individual who we don't trust as far as we can throw.
Exactly. I'm going to this week. I am going to have to do that whole get the old red ribbon.
Yeah.
We'll have to start drawing it together.
Who's connected to who's met up with who?
Who knows
who could have possibly been down the corridor at the same time?
Who's been down the road most travelled?
Yeah, exactly. I was at one point thinking that the Varga, Alma, and Laura were going down the corridor for something completely different.
They still might be.
Perhaps, I don't know. Could be anything. Bit of match fixing. Who knows? And then Freya was just the one who went down and did away with it. Yeah, exactly. But now, who knows? Who knows? I mean, at least we know that March Temple didn't go down the corridor, right?
Although, if March Temple, to be fair, Sharp talking privately with March Temple makes sense. She is the powerful man's butler, or whatever she is, and the powerful man has his fingers in the carving pies. Therefore, if a carving man dies, you sometimes, the world goes that you tell the rich and powerful before you tell your bosses, in the capitalist world.
We could ask him if he's got any interest in, if he'd have asked any questions or got March Temple to look into anything. Because again, she was the person who gave us the names, wasn't she? Of the carvings experts originally. We went to him and we're like, oh, who are they? And he said, oh, March, sort you out.
We're going to struggle to get much out of her because she's, of course, a Zardani.
Yes.
Ben, we've got an NPC, May Synagogue.
May Synagogue, okay.
She doesn't have to be related to March Temple. and June Vicarage as well. So there we go.
June Vicarage.
Oh
Okay.
man,
And we've got
there's been a
Rose's.
lot of NPCs tonight. We've got some work to catch up on then.
I think, but that's where Sarai's in the bar. Should just get chatting.
Yeah.
And we've got a Rose's cat as well, Ben.
June Vicarage, you say?
Yeah, in July Cathedral. I think we'll call it there on the poor old Ben's brain.
On the
Working up.
NPCs, yeah, we might have to
They could be a band.
pause for a little while.
They could be like a holy band.
Well, just think, Luke, if you and I never talk to anybody
Like Handsome.
new ever, these people will the list will just get longer and longer.
Yeah. Oh, if we just
I feel
role-play
like
this-
we now have a responsibility to talk to some people that we don't know.
Do you think if we role played just sitting in the stateroom for the week, Ben would make the adventure come to us or not? It's like someone played Living in Oblivion, the Elder Scrolls 4.
Yeah.
And he played it like a farmer where he stayed. He said there was an abandoned hut in one of the towns. He said, right, this is my house. And all he does all day is he comes out, he does a bit of farming, wanders around the town, and that's kind of it. And the game, he said the game constantly tries to push adventure on you. And you just turn it down the whole time, but it still tries to push something.
Yeah.
So I wonder if we just sat there and just had
Maybe.
pajama parties and things, order some cheap beers, some champagne. Yeah, it's a really fun little web page that.
It sounds cool. Which one was? Sorry, go on.
Okay, I was speaking to Fiddles. Yeah, he just has an iron dagger, and his skills. He doesn't allow himself to fast travel anywhere, so he has to walk everywhere. So some of his skills skill up because he's just walking and crouching and hiding and this and that. But he's still like an NPC basically. It's really fun.
Okay. So you said those are the NPCs. Did you say there was a Rose's cat as well, or did I imagine that?
No, there is indeed.
There is certainly a Rose's cat.
There is indeed a Rose's cat. Okay. So Rose's cat. Meanwhile, on the Baltic Star, Kron Sarama was triumphantly unveiling his newest piece of cat bothering equipment. It was a set of freely spinning balls on a frame, designed so that a much larger sphere could be rested upon them, where it would be able to roll in any direction without leaving the frame. The large sphere was hollow, lined with soft material on the inside, and had two reasonably large holes in it on opposite sides. A cat, if it chose to, could climb into the sphere, then walk in any direction, and the ball would rotate, so the cat would always remain at the bottom. At any time, and in either direction, the cat could jump out of the sphere through the holes. Unlike the automated stroking device, which Kron had eventually conceded was a complete failure, this seemed to elicit a much greater reaction from Rose's kitten, Caboodle. Indeed, the cat had taken a few days to become completely accustomed to the new addition to Rose's stateroom, but now spent quite a lot of time enjoying the rotating ball. Caboodle's favourite place to sleep was, in fact, directly underneath it, on the floor, curled up in exactly the same way as if the ball wasn't there at all. But clearly, the ball was important for some reason, because if Kron moved it, then the new location became the kitten's favourite resting spot. Kron had placed Caboodle inside the ball a few times, but it seemed the animal would tolerate no more than a second or two inside before leaping out. Putting food inside the ball had naturally been his next approach, but the kitten simply lay underneath and carefully rotated the ball until one of the holes was at the bottom, so the food fell out. The engineer sat, absently stroking the kitten curled up on his lap. Round 2, also to the cat.
Oh, Kron.
Nice.
Oh, a night out drinking with Kron.
I think we might owe him when we get back to the.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Fiddles, yeah. Quite times. Oh, little Rose's cat, little Caboodle. You're making my ovaries hurt, Ben.
Well, I hope you enjoyed Sparrow. And everything, but obviously especially Sparrow.
Oh, beautiful. Well, and you're right, Fiddles. It's not the adventure. It's the mini friends we make along the way. in our mini
Yeah.
chats. Right. Shall we raid? I suppose I'll look up a
Yeah.
raid while we chat. Why don't one of you finish us off for the night? Tell everyone what's happening and all the magical stuff while I look for a raid.
Right. Well, we do actually need to confirm with you first. Is it tomorrow night your next locker hiding?
Yes.
Okay. So midnight tomorrow, Luke will be hiding in lockers
Might be
and
drunk. I
pretending
played
that
cricket all
that's
day.
well, he'll be hiding in a locker while telling everybody that that's what brave people do.
That's what brave people do.
There you go. Are you just doing the one this weekend?
No, I'll do Sunday as well because the kids have gone
Okay,
home
so
from my
so
daughter's
that's
birthday, so I'll need it.
okay. Yes. So that's tomorrow night and Saturday night, both at midnight.
Yeah.
And then we get back to our regular schedule program without any locker hiding on Thursday. So
yeah.
next week, Thursday and Friday, 11 o'clock starts as usual for Thursday and Friday. We're doing, what are we doing on Thursday?
Oh,
Can you remember?
We're doing those dark places.
The
aren't we?
impending
those
doom that is those dark places.
Forgot about that.
So those dark places, which means more work for Luke, only this time it'll be us hiding in lockers while he throws Evans at us.
Yes. Well, frankly, you're locked in the equivalent of a locker turned on its side, I think, aren't you? It's kind of how vents work, something like that.
I don't know whether I'd rather be stuck outside a ship with loads of incoming sharp metal flying at me, or forced into a small crawl space by a slightly pervy weird android.
Tough choice. That should be the first poll.
What would you rather
for
be?
Thursday night? What would you rather? Who knows?
Yeah.
And then whoever takes the less damage.
If you're in favour of the pervy android, then you're simply wrong. But yes, and then Friday, of course, we're back doing more Baltic Star and the ongoing saga of the Seamstress. So that's what's coming up in the forthcoming week. Tomorrow night and the night after, Luke will be hiding in lockers and pretending that that's not cowardice.
No, it's bravery.
And then Thursday we're doing those dark places, which should be, frankly, riotously fun because Luke's going to try and scare Seven Shades out of us, and he'll probably achieve it because it's a freaky, creepy place to spend your time.
You guys really have to start rolling better though, or you are going to die.
Well, it's not up to us, Luke, is it?
I promise you this, Luke. If our survival is dependent on rolling well, we are screwed.
I've brought Evan up in the bottom left-hand corner so that you can enjoy his presence as a little freebie tonight, Ben. He's just peeking out under
very kind.
Agnar's coat. There we go.
Yes.
The last thing you saw before he locked you into that crawl space. The first thing you saw when you woke up from sleep.
Yeah, from deep sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least you didn't wet yourself when you woke up, though.
That's true.
Whereas our ongoing guest did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I feel very positive about having not wet myself in hypersleep. Yeah.
It bodes well for the rest of the terror, doesn't it? I suppose.
It does. Yeah, it does.
Plenty of other time to wet yourself.
Yeah. Sparrow's behind your hiding in lockers, by the way. Like.
Thanks, man. It is brave, right? It's because I'm giving them a chance to reposition themselves into a more strategic place. If I just ran through, I'm not giving them a chance to get into a strong position. But because I'm waiting, I'm letting them get back into a strong place. And
you want them to have the opportunity to not engage in combat with you.
Sure.
It's noble. I don't want to kill you.
All I'm saying is I haven't died in 2 weeks, so you know.
That's true. Yeah.
So he's due a death. So tune in tomorrow.
Well, it's not just that. I will take a modicum of credit for encouraging him not to use the motion sensor.
Yeah.
Because you've barely touched that in 2 weeks as well.
I'm doing what you told me.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's the alien. The alien freaks me badly. The Joes are freaky, but you can deal with them. Except I keep missing them because I'm like, I can't do it. But the alien, the second the alien drops out, I'm running forever. But he's missing presumed dead at the minute.
The Joes are like your everyday threat, aren't they? That
They are
are
now.
sort of constantly around, whereas the alien is bad vibes, I feel.
That said, though,
Yeah.
the Joes are bad when the alien's around because the alien's drawn to noise but doesn't kill the Joes.
Yeah.
So when the alien's on board, I'll run from the Joes because clonking a Joe too often will draw the alien.
That
And the
flaming
Joes.
Joe.
Right, exactly. A flaming Joe sounds like a good cocktail. If one of you guys can come up with a good cocktail that we can call the Flaming Joe, we'll order it on our big Japanese night out. There we go. We'll go to the Japanese, then we'll go to the Lady Luck. And
We'll
if you
have
can
some
come up with a
Flaming
good flaming,
Joes.
we'll have some Flaming Joes. So come up with a good Flaming Joe. Or what? Yes.
I feel that should be achievable
I think so. Yeah, dude. There must be
Yeah,
some
yeah,
good
definitely.
chemistry in that.
because we all do enjoy a bit of a drink. None of us are exactly teetotal.
I can't drink white wine, Fiddles. But I can't because I get migraines. But any other, I don't care about the rest.
Try
Any
and keep
flavours
it
you
low
don't like,
sugar.
mate? Turkey, did you say?
I said try and keep it low
Oh,
sugar.
low sugar. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
if
For
you're
me
going to
too.
set it alight, then low sugar is probably a good thing. You don't want sugar burning.
I like aniseed in coffee.
Aniseed's good.
Like the pink sambuca's good.
I enjoy all forms of alcohol.
I like.
I can't think of a single one I don't like. So
there we go.
Can we also come up with a cocktail called the Pervy Android? In honor of Sparrow, we need two: the Flaming Joe and the Pervy Android. And then.
Given the sort of alien theme, the android one's got to be based on milk, hasn't it?
Oh, it has. Oh, so that's quite Russian-y, I guess.
Mm.
And when you drink it, you have to sort of go, like, drip it a bit out the edges.
You have to let it leak out the sides of your mouth.
Yeah.
Shit. There we go. The Flaming Joe and the Pervy Androids. And then we can have them in October.
That sounds absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
Yes. So tomorrow night, midnight, Sunday night, midnight, all UK time, of course. And then we'll see you next Thursday and Friday at 11 for our regular Thursday and Friday things. Though this time Thursdays will be terrifying and weird and taken from the degenerate imagination of Luke.
That's worrying, isn't it? And the worst thing is as well, it leads into a written adventure in a week or two, or like and I've read it and it's horrific. So that's something to look forward to. I was reading, I was like, this is just horrible.
Which is taken from my degenerate imagination, but it's nowhere near as weird and creepy.
I was reading it, I was like, this is Alien, this is Event Horizon, this is like all the bleakest stuff rolled into one. So if you survive this, that's something to look forward to, guys.
There you go.
They're all enjoyable films.
Oh yeah, they're brilliant.
It's all enjoyable influences. So sounds good.
Yeah, yes. It's supposed to be fun, even if it's weird and creepy. It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly. That's what people say about me. You're weird and creepy, but you're fun.
That may be the nicest thing anyone's ever said about you.
I know, right? It was you that said it. You were quite drunk when you said it. Right, let's go raid. I'm raiding TTRP Theatre. We follow them.
What a nice group. Yeah, what a lovely choice.
They're doing Divinity Lost, The Long Strange Trip, Manhattan 2.2, Cult. Oh, they're doing Cult. Cool. Let's do that. I thought that'd be fun because I like going to the slightly different things. Stay with us. Let's raid, and then we'll Discord as well. Fids, bang up the Discord if anyone's in here that wants to join it. You're the Discord queen. What's Young and what? What's the app song? Young and something, only 17. Dancing Queen, Young. Oh, on the lyrics out. Don't leave me hanging, Ewan.
I want that piano roll now. I want the dun dun dun. So we just like on one of Ben's MIDI buttons, so we can just do that randomly throughout the stream.
That's what we need
when it's needed. Cool. Thanks, Fids. Right, if you're in here and you've not been talking but you want to join Discord, come and join it. Otherwise, we're going to raid as well and join Discord at the same time. Everyone is a winner. Let's go. Say hello when you get there. It's nice for them to know that you're watching. It's encouraging to stream if they know. Let's raid. Goodbye, everyone. Farewell.
Cheers.
Good night.